Hello everyone, so this is Let's Get Creative podcast, and this is our episode 2 where we have creative people like him to kind of share their creative thoughts and business ideas. So today we have Nat.
Hello.
He will have to do his own introduction because I think he knows best on his own company, his vision. So before we jump into our main topic, let him introduce himself.
Alright. Hi guys, I'm Nathaniel and I am a wedding photographer. My brand is called A Little Black Box. Just a little bit more about myself. I've been doing photography professionally for just slightly past a year. I just reached my first year just last month.
Yay!
Alright, thanks. So actually before that, I've been doing freelancing and stuff. So because I was in another job, so when I left it, I decided to dive into this because I saw potential. I saw the market, and it's also a passion, right? Doing photography. And there's so much to photography, right? There's landscape, there's portraits, there's so many. The main reason why I chose to do wedding was because simply because of the relationships. Because it's a very human connection thing.
Yes.
Right? You want to understand because you've done a little bit of wedding videos as well.
Oh, I love
right?
it. You cannot mention later, I'll go all over the place.
Right, exactly. Right. Because you're married, so you want to understand how it feels to be the bride and groom.
Yes.
So it's a very unique story. From couple to couple. They are really opening themselves up to you to share their stories, how they met, their first fight,
Yes.
Their sweetest, fondest moment together. And you get to be part of that, And I think it's a pleasure, to serve, to really serve in such a manner, for them.
Nice. I always have this question how do you even think of your company's name?
Okay, very simple. It was either this or NathanielLeong.com.
Oh shit.
So there were two things that went through my mind. Because I was going through, as I mentioned, I left my job, right? And I was on this overseas trip with a friend of mine, and I just had this vision, this dream that there was this camera, right? And most cameras are black in color, right? And I just felt very certain, that was where I needed to go. It was just like that. Yeah, so thus the name A Little Black Box. Very straightforward.
Nice.
Yeah, and so that's the first thing. The second thing is, because in the future, should I want to get assistants, associates, people to work with me, I think it's better as in terms of the company name. Imagine if I'm, let's say, Alex. I join Nathaniel Leong, but I'm not Nathaniel Leong. It kind of creates that slight complication. So just to get rid of that small complication, I name it as A Little Black Box.
I think I'll have this problem in future because my brand is Yan Chong Videos. I have to be in that situation. I think people brand different things differently.
Yeah.
I felt like I have to be there because I represent myself, and I like people connect that brand with me as a person.
Yeah.
So I think that's how I brand stuff
Right.
But just now we have kind of a brief introduction and why you chose weddings. Just curious, do you ever do corporate, and why do you don't do corporate if you didn't do corporate?
I'm not opposed to it. If the opportunity comes and I'm available, then sure, why not? Right?
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. I actually thought you have a bit, but you did, then you just don't feel like doing.
It's not something that I would. No, it's not something that I would shun away. Yeah. So like I said, if there's opportunities, sure. Yeah. But obviously, the brand itself would focus on weddings because I'm really directing it to. I want it to be a intuition, right, for people when they see or when they hear of A Little Black Box. They can just associate it with weddings
Nice.
or pre-weddings. you know.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Yeah lah.
Okay.
My personal take on it, you know, some people just want to just blast everything, which is fine also because, you know, maybe you're starting out, you want to blast out your portfolio as much as you can. Then sure, do that. Yeah. So it really depends on the individual lah.
Okay. That's a really nice introduction that we have with Nat. Now I come to this point of the podcast where we kind of do the rapid rounds, where we have 10 super quick questions that he has to answer as fast as possible. There's no time limit, but we try to keep it at 1 minute.
Okay.
So are you ready?
I hope so. Rapid rounds, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So ready, go. So what's your go-to order at McDonald's?
Go to 6-piece nuggets upsize. Drinks will be Coke, less sugar.
Wow, so specific. Okay,
Yes.
so what's something that you failed at?
Something at?
You failed at.
I feel that I failed my flying career.
Oh, okay. So Sony or Canon for photos?
Sony.
Nice. What do you wish you have known when you started out?
I wish I had known about branding and marketing better.
Nice. Okay. 30 mil or 15 mil?
Mil?
Millimeters for shoots. If you get it one, then it's 30 or 50.
30. There's no 35. Fine, 30. 35 is closest to 30.
Okay.
I'll choose 30.
So the next question is: are you a cat or a dog person?
Dog, for sure.
Shit. Okay. No.
Sorry.
What are you curious about right now?
What's the next question?
Nice. Beautiful location or beautiful couple?
Beautiful couple.
Nice. So, what's your favorite song right now?
Wow. Home by Daton. Daton.
Okay. So, best movie ever watched?
Avengers Endgame.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, you cleared all the questions.
Easy.
Not bad. A few questions. A few answers that I don't really like, but most of
course.
the answers are really good.
Yeah. Like what?
I actually like the movie that you watched.
Mm.
That's definitely one of my best. The lens choice was also good.
Okay.
Something that you feel like was surprising.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're just 1 year in Korea, and I'm definitely lesser than 1 year. But yeah, I also agree that marketing, branding is something that a creative may or may not have in them.
Yeah.
It's something that they learn from scratch.
Yes, correct. You have to discover it yourself.
Yeah.
Once you find your branding, your voice, your tone of voice, just be brave about it lah, you know, to craft it, and that's where the marketing comes in, you know, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So yeah lah.
Learning process, I guess.
It is definitely.
Yeah. So okay, now we are done at this rapid question round. We'll go to the main topic of the day, which is how do you avoid creative block? And I will let Nat kind of like do like a brief thing. Then if I have something to interject, I will interject, and also my own view.
Okay. You know, when you posted this question to me, how do you avoid creative block, right? I think my first thought was, I don't think it's something that you can avoid. I think it's something that you can mitigate rather. Yeah, it's just like tiredness, you know, it's not something that you can avoid. You'll definitely be tired, right? So in the same way, for at least for myself, whenever I work, right, at the end of the day, or when I'm preparing for the next shoot, right, there'll be that slight creative block for sure, right? So for me, what I would do is I won't do anything. I think rest is very important. Yeah. And I think because, you know, for young creatives, you know, if you are starting out, you know, if you are like just got out of your degree, you know, you're young, you're on fire, you know, you can just you think, you know, you can work like 24 hours, right, non-stop, but it's not true, because if you're doing this professionally, you got to know that you're doing this in the long run. You know, your health is very important, so rest is very important. So what I would do is, if I really need to sleep in or sleep longer hours, I would, right? If I need to get out to a different environment, right, I'll go to somewhere spacious, somewhere more quiet, pop my headphones, just listen to music that I like, you know. And just don't think about work. Don't even think about the next project you're doing.
Okay, because I feel like wedding is something that is, as much as I say that it's kind of like it's very routine, especially for Chinese weddings. Everything seems to go in the standard flow, especially in Singapore. Most of the weddings are usually like gate crash, then later in between there's some photo shoot, then dinner or lunch, or depending on what the couple choose. Then there will be like the dinner ceremony and ROM in between. And it feels like they always run that amount of time that they use. So there's amount of space that videographer or photographer have to kind of like tell the story from there. But what if you are already in that situation? You already start like the day already. You're already with the couple, and at that moment you have that block. You can't mitigate it. Is there a way that you shoot out of the box or something?
Yeah, exactly. So while the day is about the couple, right? Shoot people, right? Because especially kids, they are very, very fun to shoot with. Yeah, because shoot with and shoot. Yeah, because they kind of get very curious about what's this guy with this camera, and then they'll like try and play around it. More often than not, that happens. So shoot the family, shoot the friends, shoot the kids, communicate. Interact with those around. Yeah, I think that's at least that's what I do. Yeah, and I mean, really, if there's really nothing to shoot because of that creative block, right? Then just take a step back and just observe, lor. Yeah, just observe. Yeah.
I think for a photographer, that's one of the good tips that they can adopt. But because I always shoot with my wife, on videos, so it's actually nice to have a second shooter. If there's an opportunity arise that you can use a second shooter, it's nice to have another person's perspective. What I see on the actual day might not be the second shooter's perspective, and how they absorb the information from their own perspective is a big difference. Like, because me and my wife have a huge height difference. So how I see things, like just the perspective itself, it's totally different from a higher angle and a lower angle. I'm not saying that she's short, but just like the tweak of an angle, or a tweak of an just maybe choose another angle to shoot, another perspective can change the whole story. I always appreciate when there's more footages for me to kind of like skim through.
Definitely.
May or may not qualify as the final video, but knowing at back end you have other scenarios that you can like kind of stitch into a story, is very handy for editor. So for photos, I think you all usually shoot as a lone wolf. So you all have to kind of like really have to depend on your own mental state. So the resting part at the start was important. The technical side also we also discussed, like shoot other people, shoot expression.
Take a step back.
Yeah, take a step back. Kind of
observe. Just observe the environment and see what catches your eye. That's what a photographer's job is, right? Whatever catches your eye, you snap, right? So just take a pen, just observe.
Yeah, because the time I shoot with Nat during one of the events in Marine Parade, right? I noticed that he really shoot out of the box, because we are shooting in the space that is 360. The event is in the 360 place. There won't be any like jump of locations. It's just there. So for a person that is shooting, it's a little bit tricky because there's no way to change the dimension. So I saw him took a photo of the reflection of the. You actually took the outdoor where the sun setting.
Oh, the HDB, is it?
Then with the phone reflection.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a chance, I'll kind of show on the video.
Yeah.
It's really good because I never thought I can do that. Then when I see that, then you see that's another perspective where I never thought it would happen, but it actually happens. It is actually this kind of creative thing. It doesn't. You just need to discover. Then when you see people do, you kind of like you can learn from it. Then in future you can apply it, and everyone will have their own set of creative block. It's just how you want to handle it and mitigate it. I think that part actually shocked me lah. So shooting with other photographers or videographers, learn from them. It's a process where we learn from each other, and not just like this person is really good, then we can just learn from them. You should learn from every single opportunity that you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will actually shock you. Even when I shoot with my wife and she's not professional, she showed me that there's different way of like showing the expression of the bride of the groom. These are priceless, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, lor. I think everyone has their eye for things. Yeah. So I mean, just to touch base a little bit on what you mentioned about shooting with other creatives. I think it's very important because at least for myself, when I started out, I used to observe. I observed the style that other photographers shoot. I mean, it's impossible to replicate, right? But what you can do is infer from that, and mix it up and come up with your own style eventually. It will take time. I can't say for how long. Definitely not the next day. But it will take time for you to generate your own style. And that's the beauty about creativity. It's so varied. The spectrum is so wide. There's a lot of spaces, a lot of slots that you can fill yourself in to discover your own style. So yeah, just to touch base on that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we kind of like covered quite a bit on today, the topic of the day. We will come to this spot where we will kind of choose one photo on your Instagram post. Then you kind of can explain like how you get to that shot, how you derive that shot, how you frame that shot, anything that comes across in your mind when you are shooting that frame.
Okay.
Yeah.
Must it be from Instagram? Can it be from my website instead?
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
We'll share the website, Instagram,
Beautiful.
whichever platform that you're using. That's when you have too many good works, you can only choose one photo out of all the good works you have.
Oh man.
That's why you be videographer lah. There's so many frames to choose from.
Depending on the frame rate. Right.
Okay, maybe we'll just show quickly on the.
Yeah.
Hopefully the camera can pick up. This photo. Okay, I'll just hold it for a while. Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you derive this shot?
Alright, truth be told, guys, I told the groom, hey bro, just whisper something into your fiance's ears. I was like, okay. And then I was just there, it's very near. The first thing I heard was fried chicken.
Oh shit! Did he own self say?
Yeah, he said my chicken.
Oh my!
He said my chicken, and that's how it generated this laughter.
Oh, it's so natural.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
So yes, that's the truth, guys.
Which lens are you using, by the way?
This was a 23mm, which is 35-36, because it's
the
sensor, right?
Eye,
yeah. So yeah. But
Wow.
I mean, that's the backstory, right? When you see it offhand, it looks good lah. But that's the beauty of reception of photos.
Wow, this is really good.
So
Natural.
there's a few more I wanted to show, but like this is one of the and this photo in particular, right, or rather for this shoot in particular, was really a stepping stone for me.
Why?
Because it was really where I found I found my footing. I found the style in terms of color, in terms of the contrast, highlights, the technical aspects of it. This is where I really found it, and I really loved it. So this was actually it was the first shoot that I really enjoyed editing.
Wow.
And enjoyed taking as well. Yeah, because ever since this shoot, I just carry on using the same style of editing and shooting for my subsequent projects.
Yeah, I can understand what Ned is talking about. I think it's more of like a flow.
Yeah.
A flow, and it's just a story. It's like a storytelling process. Once you kind of like get a hang of how you want to tell the story, it will flow in naturally. It's like how we choose music. Sorry, sidetrack a bit. We choose music because for photographers you don't have no chance to use music to kind of like implement like a story or like a vibe. For a videographer, we are choosing music to kind of like at the right moment we know what kind of song fits the couple.
Mm.
And I can't tell you there's no right formula of exactly how the music links to the couple, but when it happens, it clicks,
Yeah.
you know that's the right one. It's like how you edit your photos.
Yeah.
Once it clicks, you know, yeah, that's the right formula.
Actually, when I do edit my photos, I'm very selective with the songs that I listen to.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
I mean, if you were to actually go to like my website and you see some of the projects, some of the shoots that I do tag songs in them.
Nice.
Yeah. For example, when I did a proposal shoot, right, the guy, when he proposed, he played the song Ed Sheeran. What's it called? One of the Ed Sheeran songs, right? And that is the song, because once I hear it, I'm reminded about the proposal that I shot for. So that's just one example. Yeah. And I understand what I get what you mean, you know, when there's this particular song that really suits the couple in terms of their personality.
Yes.
Yeah. So for some of my shoots, I do tag a song for them because I feel that it's for them and it also suits the whole flow of the photo album as you scroll.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's very, very similar to.
Very similar.
Yeah,
I get what you mean.
Nice. Okay, so we come to the last question of our podcast. If there's one tip you can give to an up and coming photographer or videographer, any creative person that is online now, what is the tip that you will give them?
Be bold and courageous, you know. Be bold in what you are passionate about. Be courageous to ask, because in this day and age, or rather in this season, a lot of us creatives, we are very open. We are very open to share. We are very inclusive to talk to you. You know, we want to engage with you. We want the next generation of creatives to rise up. So do not be afraid to Instagram DM us, email us, call us, text us, if you want to get us, if you want to tag along for a shoot, just go ahead and ask. Yeah, because that's what I do. That's what I did. Yeah, and the people are nice. We are nice. We don't bite.
We don't bite.
We don't bite.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I think it's true. If couples that are still considering and want to join into the process and observe, I think there's no wrong to it.
Yeah.
I mean, you just follow us and just let us. You can observe how the creative process flow.
Yes.
Then ultimately see whether the couple feel that it's a click between the vendor and the couple. If it's a click, then good for you. Then at least you find something, and you won't get surprised if there's out of the blue, the videographer tell you to do something that is not comfortable, or out of the blue, something that you don't like. But if you get to tag along and see beforehand, then you know the process. Then you actually respect the craft, and also respect the process of getting the photos or the videos done at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I think we kind of reached the end of the podcast. Thank you, Nat, today, sharing your thoughts and process.
Yeah.
And we should get our lunch now.
Oh yes.
Because I promised him that we will end it early. Really early, I think 20-minute mark. So okay. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Okay, see you
See you.
guys, everyone.